Welcome back to Star Trek Online, everybody. I am your host, the Housecoat Gamer. Remember when I said I wasn't doing the vault? I'm not. It's time for Mine Enemy. Because I'm not playing around with shuttles anymore. I mean, yeah.
Starfleet intelligence has decoded the list of Riemann targets that you recovered from the vault. I need you to investigate one of these locations and determine why Obasek and his forces planned an attack there. The Vahar system is still technically part of the Romulan Star Empire, but Ferengi speculators have moved in, and the Empress has done nothing to remove them. The Ferengi have reopened the mines, and are now doing business with anyone with Latinum. You will go to the Vahar system under the pretense of negotiating a possible trade agreement with the Federation. Talk to Madron, the operator of the mines. Convince him to allow you access. Find out all you can. Once we know why Obasek and the Riemanns are targeting these mines, then we will be able to decide how to proceed.
Lovely. In case you're wondering, why is he using the Intrepid? Literally, why is the ship USS Intrepid? Well, there's a reason for that. One, I couldn't use Voyager. And to be perfectly honest, I think we've all seen the Warship Voyager skin a few times. I mean, as interesting as it is, I'm kind of fond of the original Voyager. Pew, pew! Oh, right, I have this set not to pick up the cursor, so you can't see what I'm doing. A lot of people rag on Voyager. Well, to be perfectly honest, it's not entirely their fault. Star Trek was in a bit of a slump back then, having to deal with, well, changing technology. I mean, the internet just came into existence around the same time I'm gonna say DS9 because I'm not entirely sure if it was DS9 or late or mid TNG. I don't know exactly when the first kernels of the internet were created.
You've stuck your nose in our business for the last time, Starfleet. All ships, attack! Attack!
But I suppose it doesn't really matter because, well, they weren't really catching up. Then, of course, there was other production issues, such as people who lied about their qualifications. But still, they did a hell of a lot better than most would. I enjoyed that a little too much. But yeah, this is the legendary version of the ship, the one with the whole universal console thing, and the ability to mount cannons, and a small hangar bay. Aw, I lost my experienced fighters.
This moon is private property. No solicitors, beggars, or Starfleet allowed.
That's... well, I won't say it's not rude, but I will say it's unwise to make someone with a planet-killing starship mad. And, oh boy, do I have a planet-killing starship. Especially since it's the same class as Voyager, and... well, this is basically just a Connie on steroids.
Hello, my good friends. I'm so happy to meet you. Perhaps you are in the market for some high-quality magnesite? We have the finest ore in the quadrant. On behalf of the miners and residents here, I'm more than happy to welcome you to our home. Please transport to the surface. Unfortunately, the large amount of extremely pure magnesite ore in the core of our little world will interfere with your sensors. For safety reasons, I must insist that you use the transporter signal enhancers that I have installed at my own expense. Also, I know you Starfleet types are so fond of your away teams, but could you please restrict the number of crew you bring down to the surface? My people here aren't used to strangers, and you wouldn't want to disrupt their work, would you?
Alright, let's go talk to Madron and get this over with. Yeah, this is another mission that needs a slight retweaking. For those probably wondering. Oh, I completely forgot to change weapons. You see, I was doing an endev and it was Tetrion damage, so crap. Well, this is what I get for not keeping it in my inventory.
On behalf of everyone on this forsaken rock, let me be the first to welcome you to Hathara. As you can see, we don't have time for pleasantries, and I'm not sharing my Tranya stash with you. So, why don't we skip the chit-chat and get down to business?
Yes, the business of me putting this rifle through your unworthy skull. I don't like Madron. I don't like Ferengi in general. I mean, the only ones I tolerate are, well, Quark. Nog I like because he went, business? Business is pointless. And then there's Rom, who I won't say he destroyed Ferengi society, but he's reformed it enough to get pretty close to Federation membership. Let's be honest, the Ferengi way of life is self-destructive.
Unfortunately, I cannot call this mine my own. I'm just a middleman. Out of the goodness of my heart, I help the residents here pass on the products of their hard work to commercial entities such as yourself. The minuscule transaction fee and trade tariff I keep to offset my expenses is figured into the unit cost of the ore. My operation has become one of the best in the area because of the high demand for my services from both sides. I provide the best mining equipment and supplies in the sector to the miners, while my customers get competitive pricing on the ore they need. I don't pay much attention to that. Miners have empty carts and they return with ones filled with ore. If you're that interested, you could visit the mines themselves, but I don't recommend it. It's such a dirty, disagreeable business, and I'm convinced that breathing ore dust for too long is terrible for you. The miners who live near my quarters used to keep me up night after night with their dreadful coughing. I had to install soundproofing just to get some sleep. Are you sure you wouldn't rather look at the ore I have for sale?
And now you understand why I hate Ferengi.
Really? Suit yourself. Just remember, I have an exclusive contract to export magnesite ore from this moon. If you try to cut me out of your deals, you'll regret it.
Alright. Let's go talk to the bullied refugee. Now, in case you're wondering, there are others. I believe there's a engineering one. I believe this one's a science one.
I'm sorry. I really can't. As much as I'd appreciate.
Yeah, this one's science. Well, the one down here, I believe, is engineering.
I can't talk to you. I can't talk to anyone. I'm on the run. And if those thugs see me talking to you, then you'll be in danger too. I need someone who's not afraid of a fight. There's a group here that's beating and stealing from us. Madrin doesn't do anything to stop it. For all I know, he's getting a cut of everything they take. They're making life miserable for all of us. Would you be willing to help? There's a group of bullies that have been stealing from us. If we don't give them what they want, they beat us. I had a friend. All he was trying to do here was feed his family. Be a good man. He had an old bottle of ale. He said it was from the home world. One of those thugs wanted it. Now, my friend is dead. I'm too weak to stop them, I know that. And now I have my friend's children to feed in addition to my own. But if someone were to teach them a lesson, this camp would be a better place for all of us.
Easily done. After all, I'm an expert in the ending of the lives of idiots. What can I say? I don't like Tal Shiar. Or anyone, really. From the Romulan Star Empire. I mean, for lack of a better term, they're all freaking idiots. Oh dear. Meep. I mean, awesome that actually worked. But, meep. I think that's the first time I've actually gotten a successful orbital bombardment off on them. And because this guy is crazy, well, you know what happens to crazy. Oops, daisy. Yeah, this is gonna be really quick.
Thank you. Those guys have been giving everyone a lot of trouble. These thugs are part of a larger group that operates deep inside the magnesite mine. They control the lower levels, and no one who goes down there uninvited ever comes back. I don't know what's so important down there that's worth hurting us to protect it. Maybe if you went down there, you could get some answers.
Alrighty then. We have finally dealt with the surface level nonsense, so it's time to go down to the mines. But first... Hello, Madrin. What can I say? I take a bit of sick enjoyment out of doing this.
You want to go in the mine? Are you really interested in buying any magnesite? Or are you just here to cause trouble? Because if it's the latter, I know someplace you can start a little ruckus. There's a gang that controls the bottom levels of the mine. They won't even let me in there. Previously, I allowed them to keep their little kingdom in exchange for information. But lately, they've been more trouble than they're worth. And the intel they're feeding me is useless. Honestly, who doesn't know about the green invasion of the fairy space?
Lovely. Speaking of which, I do believe the guys at Cryptic need to redo that mission. Actually, they need to redo all of those little missions. Maybe get someone close to DeForest Kelly to redo him. I mean, Chris Doohan did it for Scotty, and he's pretty much the heir to Scotty. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. You thought I was gonna let you live. Come along, Borg. Join my little army. Let's go. Welcome to the army, boys. You know, it would be nice if I had all of my reinforcements here. But no, the game won't let me. Oh, right. Let's zoom out a little bit. Get her onto that. They're gonna need to rework that. Alright, Devrel, get over here. Open sesame! They're gonna need to redo this a little bit. You know, just smooth everything out. Because this is one of the oldest missions in the game, and it shows.
I give the orders here, Commander. You are out of line.
With all due respect, sir, there is a difference between protecting the Empire from her enemies and provoking
There
them.
is much here you do not understand, Jamek. The Remans need to know their place. As do you. I will not forget your insubordination, Commander. The Tal Shiar has no place for officers who cannot follow orders. I'll be in the command center.
Colonel, they were civilians! Their blood is on our hands!
Get used to it. There will be more. Speaking of which, why don't you clean out the brig before you become a resident there?
Yeah. We're, the guys at Cryptic really need to start redoing these missions. I mean, it's not bad, it's just not up to their usual polish nowadays, and it shows. Oh boy. Horda time. Burned to a crisp, huh? The guys on Janus 7 understand that all too well. That doesn't answer my question, though. How did that Horda get here? To the best of my knowledge, these little guys only live on Janus 7, and what happened to the fire sound effects? Hey, little guy. Hi. Hortas. They can be cute in their own strange way. And yes, I know, some of you are going, this guy likes Gibble. Well, it's hard not to see the cuteness that is the land shark.
I almost feel sorry for you, but I have my own neck to worry about. I'll be joining you in there soon enough. If Hakeeb has his way, we all will.
But yeah, just some streamlining. Keep the general story intact. But just new cutscenes, better cutscenes, less running around like a screaming headless chicken. Hello, Jack.
Enough! I surrender. I value my life more than the Tal Shiar secrets. I'll tell you anything you want to know. But first, you must tell me why you are here and what you want. The Remans know about this base? Impossible! Only the leadership of the Tal Shiar know we're here. The Empress herself couldn't find us. I don't believe you, but it makes no difference. This is not a military installation. We listen and record here. Nothing more. There are many targets that those Reman scum would find much more tempting.
Like your head?
Are you sure you want to end things like this?
Oh. Holy crap! Where did that thing come from? I mean, it's gigantic! Mini turrets I get, but that thing's the size of a small Buick. Join my army of the Borg. What can I say? I enjoy having a small army of Borg drones. And don't tell me it doesn't amuse you, too.
How did you find this place? What else do you know? No matter. You won't be revealing anything to your superiors. It's disappointing I cannot give you a proper interrogation. But I have much to do in little time. The self-destruct sequence has begun. This base will be your tomb.
Yeah, if you hadn't set the explosion limit to as soon as he leaves the base. Yeah, in case you're wondering, I'm not going to bother going through all the intelligence reports. I'm just going to speed through it. It's just faster to get out of here. If I don't get lost in the doing. Protect me, Cone! Kaboom! Sploosh! If none of you get that, then I don't think any of you have played Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Fun game. Though the minigame gets kind of weird.
My mind! What have you done to my mind?
There is an infestation of Tal Shiar. I fumigated. I'm not apologizing for the smell.
Tal Shiar? I'm shocked. I had no idea. I certainly wouldn't have sent you down there if you... Say, you didn't happen to find anything valuable down there, did you? Because if you did, remember, I have an exclusive contract. And what's it to you? This is a rough area of the quadrant, you know, and they're good neighbors. If you're not easily embarrassed, their cameras and listening devices are everywhere. I haven't had a single problem with Orions or Herodians since they moved in. And it doesn't hurt that I acquired the odd bit of information here and there. I'm a businessman, and information is big business. Unfortunately, no. I'll admit, I was trying to find out, but their systems were locked down tight. I'm sure whatever it was had to be big news. Everyone was on edge. Janik and Hakeev were barely speaking, and I once heard Hakeev mumbling something about orders. Someone's been pulling his strings, but I don't know who. I do know that Tal Shiar takes security very seriously. If you manage to pull any files from their system, you can expect them to be heavily encoded. Trust me on that. I speak from experience. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go talk 100 Romulans into digging a new mine to replace the one you destroyed. My profit margin for this month is ruined.
As if I care. No, seriously, I don't. Making Modron miserable? That's a plus. Speaking of which, if the guys at Cryptic actually watch this, could you please fix that bug? Whenever I go into the Denonia system to do that stupid mission with the Doomsday Machine, or go into the Hafar system, we pick up the patrols. We don't want to pick up the patrols. There's a distinct difference between wanting to do something and being forced into doing it. Because, is this your way of saying, do the patrols, please? Because that's not bloody happening. That's right, I pulled out the bridge for the, you know, I should get my coffee. Oh wait, I already do have my coffee. Alright. Cross-reference with Starfleet records. Acts of treason. They can't just let me exposed at Pajam. Precedents. Analyze file structure. Referendum. It's not Kronos, it's Vulcan. Open file reciprocity and apply all the passkeys. Translation: Rieman's Dira system, kill them all.
The Tal Shiar records you recovered show that Hakeev and his forces have been targeting the Riemans for months. Obasek and his followers have been driven from their homes, had their ships destroyed, and their loved ones killed or imprisoned. Some might say that Obasek's campaign against the Tal Shiar is just. However, Obasek was planning on using Thaleron weapons in the Bahar system, which would have killed hundreds of innocent civilians, as well as the Tal Shiar cell there. This is the problem with revenge. Violence and fury only create more pain and suffering. I have new mission.
Housecoat Gaming, signing off.